News and rumors, Al. It's yours. Let's plow through some shit.
For what it's worth, Midian, whoever the fuck that is, was on Undertaker's 6 Feet Under podcast recently and claimed he gets asked by wrestlers to help them on their returns, and he's cooking up an American Psycho thing with Shotzi.
Honestly, I love all of it.
Midian.
She said Midian.
Midian.
I was like, did
That's
you say Midian? I was like, do you mean Midian?
He ran around naked.
Yeah, he did. He's in my opinion, he has the best European title win of all time.
Oh.
Midian is a character. He was one of those guys. In the
He was also a
Darkness.
goblin too.
Yeah, he was
a goblin.
Phineas
Maybe
Godwin.
if I saw a picture of him, I know.
This is
you
like
would.
early Attitude Era. Like, yeah. Midian is so unhinged.
Listen, American
He
Psycho
changes,
for
just give
Shotzi.
it to him.
American Psycho for Shotzi is amazing. So
that's gonna be a dope gimmick if she lands it right. Fuck yeah.
Yes.
I bet she does it for Halloween Havoc because she always hosts Halloween Havoc, and it's not actually a return for her, but alas. Jeff Hardy told the Battleground podcast that he does indeed intend on bringing back the Willow character in TNA, and a new mask is being worked on right now.
All right, Jeff, cool. Do what you need to do.
I commented on one of his TikTok videos where he was working on some face paint, and I said, "Brother Willow?" with a question mark, and he liked it. So I knew it was coming.
AEW is hopeful and even expecting to get Adam Cole back sooner rather than later. Per Fightful, they're reportedly already working on creative plans for his return.
Is any of them addressing his breakup with Britt Baker, or are we keeping them separate?
Is this going to be like WWE? They make all the couples be on the same brand. So does that mean that Adam is now sequestered to Saturday nights or Fridays or whatever? Like, how's this work, champ? Let me know. They will not move Britt Baker to Ring of Honor.
They should.
I think Adam needs
you're
to
better
come out
off
with a bang.
Yeah, a bang or a boom. Yeah, don't go
because
to Ring of Honor.
AEW has fumbled Adam Cole.
I disagree with that, Jax. AEW didn't fumble Adam Cole. Adam Cole knew what he was doing. Adam Cole wanted to take a pro wrestling vacation with his best friends, and that's what he did.
Yeah, good point.
And he probably got encouraged by the pussy to come so we could spend more time together.
That is factual information.
That is. Listen,
the
most powerful thing in the world, according to a famous YouTuber back in the day, is the vagina, the power of the pussy. There's a great 5-minute video I can send to you, Will. It's fantastic.
Controls all.
You think I'm joking? It's very. Once you watch this video, you will never see the world the same again.
On a recent Fightful Select podcast, Sean Ross Sapp said he's been given no indication that AEW granted Miro's request to be let out of his contract. Yes,
free Miro.
Free Miro. Hashtag free Miro.
Free Pentagon too. Or free Ray Phoenix.
Dude, we weren't running during all that shit. I will hijack this and say that is some bullshit fucking antics of Tony Khan. I've been riding real high on that AEW. I've been glazing them, as the kids say. I love AEW right now, but that was some fucking petty shit of Tony Khan to tack on injury time to both guys' contracts when they had all but signed on the dotted line, because up until that point, they had an agreement to be let out. Then the word got out that they were about to sign with WWE on a handshake deal until their AEW contracts were up, and boom, all of a sudden TK wants to tack on 9 months of injury time.
Technically, he has the right to.
I'm not mad about his right to do it. He's a great businessman, and we're going to discuss how good of a businessman him and his family are here in just a second when I get done.
I will argue family, but not him. But
he's also probably going to tack on time to Miro's because he's been hurt most of the contract too.
But that's my point, is Tony Khan's finally starting to think like a carny. And I applaud him for that. He's starting to act like other wrestling bookers and promoters, specifically maybe not the ones that come from the New York territory up there, the VKMs of the world, but he's
that's
starting
exactly what he's doing.
He's starting to look and sound and act like a carny wrestling promoter.
Yeah.
And I'm low key here for it, y'all.
Yeah. Like,
and there lies the problem. You either die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. You go back to AEW's mission of being different, of being alternative, and now they've assimilated to being a lot of the same, which isn't always a bad thing. But if you're trying to be like the place where wrestlers feel welcome and are able to come and go, and you want to be a little bit more accommodating, then all of a sudden now you want to put your foot down after 5 years. You can't call yourself the Coca-Cola of or the Pepsi of pro wrestling, and then call the other person the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling, and then do some Harvey Weinstein, P. Diddy, Jeffrey Epstein, Vincent Kennedy McMahon shit at the couple of months later.
No,
pick a lane.
TK is Harvey Dent.
That's fantastic. I'm sorry. I put that up there specifically so I could wait to say it. I love that reference. Him being Two-Face is poetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I just wanted to highlight this because it's true. It's not the fact that he did it, it's how he did it and why he did it.
That's my beef
That's
with
the
it. That's
problem.
why I'm saying it's super Kamehameha petty.
Yeah.
Sean Ross Sapp also heard that Swerve Strickland wishes he could take back his comments about AEW and Fox's TV deal. Strickland apparently didn't know he was being filmed. How do you not know you're being filmed?
Paparazzi is a very real thing.
The mic is always hot.
Yeah. Always assume everything you're saying is being recorded.
So wait, what exactly did he say? Because I totally missed this.
I missed it too.
He essentially said that it didn't matter that Rampage was getting taken off of the Warner Brothers list because they were moving to Fox anyways. Because he said they weren't going to be on TNT anymore. They were going to be on FS1. And he outed that information before they were supposed to out that information, because word on the streets, as the kids say, is that Fox is still reading the underwritings of that contract. So nothing is set in stone yet. You know what I mean? So he essentially said it because it looks like it's going to happen. But then now Fox is like, well, so who knows? Who knows?
So wait, are we getting rid of Rampage? Because I was going to be really happy if we got rid of Rampage.
Where we're getting rid of Rampage for sure. It's just a matter of if Shockwave is going to FS1 or not. All signs point to yes right now.
Wait, there's a Shockwave?
That's what they're renaming.
AEW Shockwave is the new 1 hour programming that's not Ring of Honor television. So it's going to be Collision and Dynamite, the same 2 hours, possibly moving to 3. Then you get Ring of Honor on Thursday on Honor Club, and they're filming Shockwave with either Dynamite or Collision like they currently do, and that will air on FS1.
You're telling me there's a Spider-Man and an Ant-Man?
Rampage and newer Rampage is all I'm hearing.
It's pretty much.
This is a little AEW news heavy, just how it worked out. So I saw this random thing on TikTok, which I was just curious about it. People are accusing Shad Khan of bribing the Warner Brothers executives for the deal, right?
That came from Reddit. I saw that post. Yeah,
it's a Reddit post. It has no legs, right?
For sure.
But
that's a great journalism term, by the way, for your source not to have any legs. I like what you did there. Well played, kiddo. Well played.
I need everybody to put on their little tinfoil hat.
Are we putting? Oh, let's do
it.
Just
a second, because I already have this conspiracy that Shad Khan uses AEW as a tax shield, right?
For
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I was just curious about this bribery situation. So I wanted to Google it to see if I could actually find any information about it. Again, as I said, not factual, it has no legs. But what I did find, conveniently enough, in October of 2018, September and October of 2018, Shad Khan was trying to purchase Wembley Stadium. His bid was accepted, but then he started getting investigated for corruption, which fell apart. Like there was no case. Like he never got convicted of allegations of systematic corruption. Okay. Relating to the proposed $600 million deal to buy, or 600 million pound deal to buy Wembley Stadium. So he didn't get tried for corruption. They approved his bid, but then he magically pulls out this bid, and 12 months later, they start AEW.
I don't think that has anything to do with anything. Although it makes me wonder.
It
is an interesting timeline of events, but it makes me wonder if the real life Harvey Dent of the world, aka Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL, had something to do with that deal.
With him trying to buy Wembley?
Jacksonville.
As the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and NFL constantly using Wembley Stadium to promote the NFL in Europe, particularly
double dipping.
London. It's a double dipping conflict of interest. There is no way the NFL, the secret underboss of a lot of stuff, would allow that to happen, because if that ever came out, they would have an absolute firestorm on their hands, and the feds would fuck them up probably.
No, fair. It was an employee that sent an anonymous email to they call it the Football Association in the UK.
I didn't even think about that till you brought that up, and that's a perfect way to look at it too, because if he had bought Wembley, then the NFL would have essentially owned that stadium.
Yeah, the Jaguars would own that stadium too, and there was a rumor that they were going to move the Jaguars to London because they suck so much.
Yeah,
they did win though. They did win today, so good for them.
Per my last email, this dude is crazy.
It's interesting. So instead of spending the $60 million or billion or whatever it was to buy Wembley, they started AEW instead.
I mean,
how much?
Like 600 million pounds, which is probably a couple of billion and a billion and.
Fuck that.
$600 million to buy Wembley.
It was 600 million pounds. So I don't know what that is in American dollars.
It's higher.
Yeah.
Not as high as me.
But I thought the timing was interesting because it was, it takes a minute to start a wrestling company, I would say. So it's
they need
I knew what you can do with this money you didn't just spend. Let me open a wrestling company.
I can tell
You're probably absolutely correct. That's probably exactly what happened.
As somebody who's promoted a wrestling show and who's been trying to get my second show after almost 2 years since I ran my first one, that shows you how hard and how expensive it is to promote and run a wrestling company. If I had somebody come up to me with $600 million?
Pounds.
600 million pounds. And somebody said, here's 600 million pounds. Go run a fucking wrestling promotion. Yeah, I could probably make that work.
I just thought it was an interesting timeline of events.
It is. I think the bigger thing, I think Ricky's right though. The bigger thing here though, reading into that isn't so much AEW. The connection to AEW gave us the piece of the puzzle to let us know that Roger Goodell is probably pulling more strings than what we realized.
So is Roger Goodell really the booker?
Roger Goodell's calling the shots in AEW. It proves the NFL's a work.
So NFL's always been a work. Just wait till I tell you about the NBA.
That's a whole day stream for that information.
I do have a more direct source, but 600 million pounds in American dollars currently is about 788 million.
I could do a lot of stuff for 800 million. I would do a lot of stuff for $800 million.
$20 is $20.
Dude,
no shit, bro.
AEW is strongly considering finding a new video game development partner, says Insider Gaming.
Yeah, no doubt.
A source told the site that's because the Yuke's development Fight Forever was over budget and under-delivered.
No kidding. I played
I
it
gotta
on
turn my
played on
camera
a
off
free
for a
weekend.
second.
Yeah. I played
ahead,
Fight
Ricky,
Forever
sorry.
for a free weekend, and I lost interest within like the first hour.
I still to this day have not played that game.
Don't.
Still haven't either.
I got it as
There's
a
a
free game on
reason
PlayStation,
WWE.
and I played one match and realized it was a broken game and was like, I'm not going to play a broken game just so I can play as John Moxley in a fucking shit-filled skateboarding match or whatever.
There's a reason WWE left the Ukes.
Yeah.
And we're learning that.
It's the same. What was the really shitty one, Bo, that we talk about all the time from the N64? No Mercy?
Yeah.
WrestleMania 2000?
WrestleMania
Mercy's
2000. That was
WrestleMania
that was
2000.
the one that was made by this company that was so terrible. But they also made one for WCW as well. I think it was No Mercy.
WWE was No Mercy. Because No Mercy is
Okay,
like a critically acclaimed, like greatest wrestling game of all time.
No
It was
Mercy is the
Thunder.
good one. Okay, I'm just wrong then. Oh, I want a crunch wrap. What
Crack
the
wrap.
fuck, Quan? I'm gonna have to go to Taco Bell. Broadcast, good morning. It's good to see you down under, sir. Tom, I hope you are well. I haven't seen you in forever, man. I hope.
Yo, can you
God,
send
it's
us some
good to
Tim
see
Tams, broadcast? Because literally Tim Tams are like life.
you. Tim Tams. I
Tim
want to get
Tams.
candy. I want to get all of my international friends to send me candy and like start eating it on my show. Like
Yeah,
every week,
so
like try
have-
a new candy from a new country.
So have broadcast send you some Tim Tams. I spent some time in Australia with like
Yeah.
lifetime.
I'll
ago.
pay for the shipping and for the candy and everything.
There might be, all right. So if you really want to do some shit, I think Tim Tams you can find in America somewhere, but also get some Vegemite and have that experience.
I would love to try Vegemite. I'm gonna
You say that now. Vegemite toast and cheese, you'll thank me later. Trust me.
Fuck yeah, bro. I love you guys. I appreciate the love down under, man. It's always good to catch up. If you don't follow Broadcast, hit them up. Great wrestling and gaming content all the time. What you got next for us, Sal?
Brian Alvarez said Braun Strowman suffered an injury during the last Monster Standing match with Bronson Reed. The belief at the time being it may have been a torn groin. Ouch.
Damn, that it's like that couple. Like I'm talking the couple of like Braun and Raquel just can't get it together. Like they're never both healthy at the same time on the main roster.
Braun, speedy recovery, buddy. Speedy recovery.
Seriously, Braun is.
Bo,
Braun
I'm gonna
is
put you. I'm gonna put you on the spot, Bo. How do you feel about Braun tearing his groin muscle?
I feel like if you need any advice or pointers on how to elevate your area, sir, hit me up on Twitter. I have become an expert in this over past.
I love you, Bo. I'm glad you're home.
On his Behind the Turnbuckle podcast, Jonathan Coachman said he turned down an offer to be interviewed for Netflix's Mr. McMahon docuseries. Coachman also said he was just contacted by another production company on a major network who are doing another documentary on the WWE.
That's a shame because
We're getting another one.
Yeah, I think Coach would be a great person to provide insight about like the business. But I think Coachman's also smart enough to be like, I'm still kind of part of the business, whether I like it or not. So I have to be very careful about like what documentaries I'm a part of, and the fact that he's being like being requested to be a part of, like you said, a WWE branded like documentary or docuseries. He's probably going to take that over what Netflix did because I think he understands like I'm not a made man in wrestling yet. Like I'm still the coach.
Yeah.
On Monday, WWE filed 2 trademarks. One to be an asshole on Yes, Yes, Yes. Bryan Danielson filed his own trademark on the catchphrase in July, but abandoned his claim a couple weeks after. He told YouTuber Luke James he had received some sort of legal letter from WWE.
Well, this is out of my realm. I need to step away for 2 seconds.
Well, I mean, it's
go ahead,
it's
Ricky. You lead off.
Yeah, it's WWE and WWE. I mean, this is the same guy who I will say this right now, and this is my opinion. I think Brian has a death wish and he wants to die in the ring and doesn't care about anything else but dying in the ring. That's just my personal opinion. And it's not based on fact or anything because opinions are never based on fact. But like, this is also coming from the guy who said, I don't even want to go into the Hall of Fame. Okay. All right. So you sealed your deal there. Like, Bryan Danielson has the more I figure out about Bryan Danielson, the real person, the more I'm just like, I don't know about you. He seems like he's done a lot to just burn that WWE bridge ever since he's left. He's done a lot to just burn it. And guess what, folks? The Miz was right. And it's one of those things of like, you reap what you sow. You don't want anything to do with WWE. You don't want to even be in their Hall of Fame or even be acknowledged by them. But WWE is going to be the petty princes that they are and do things just to fuck with you.
No, that's fair. AEW also filed a trademark this week for King of Hearts. Meltzer reported in 2021 that AEW originally wanted to use that name for the Owen Hart Cup, but their attempt to trademark it at the time was blocked. So now they're trying again.
I wonder what they're going to use it for. That's my curiosity, is who's going to be the King of Hearts.
That is a nickname I would never want to have in wrestling.
Yep.
Don't want that one. Keep that.
Yeah.
Stay far away from that as possible. Any wrestler in that company who has a brain, do not do that.
Yeah.
You want to piss off the IWC in 0.32 seconds? Like, take the moniker King of Hearts.
Yeah. Do not.
According to WrestleVotes Radio, even though Becky Lynch is reportedly a free agent, her name is still listed each week on WWE's internal roster.
Because Rebecca Quinn's not going anywhere. Nobody expects her to leave Seth, the baby, all that money, the transportation, the TV deals. Like, she's not going anywhere. She's taking time off to sell her book and to be a mom.
Yeah.
Well, the book's already done what it's need to do. She's being a mom. Like, she deserved it. She deserves her time off. She even stayed an extra month because, we kind of injured Rhea.
And she came back early because when she came back for SummerSlam because Bayley got her. Was it Bayley? Because Bayley got her.
Yeah, Bayley.
Yeah. Listen,
And
she
that
knows
was the
where her
run
bread
that
is buttered.
started. Yeah, so she essentially, from the time she came back from maternity leave, had been on the road full-time, nonstop for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Brian Alvarez confirmed that WWE is bringing next year's Elimination Chamber event to England. This international premium live event will take place in the month of March, prior to WrestleMania 41, with Birmingham and Manchester as the front runners to host it. Isn't Elimination Chamber usually in like the winter?
No, it's historically now been the jumping off point, like the last PLE before WrestleMania, where they will decide whoever's world championship match isn't decided for WrestleMania. They'll decide.
No, that's right. That's right.
Because this year it was in
Australia.
Yeah.
This is WWE. Go ahead. Sorry, Allison.
I always mix up Elimination Chamber and Crown Jewel because they did Elimination Chamber that one time in Saudi.
Yeah, and Brock almost killed Austin Theory. It was great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's when Bobby got taken out of the chamber match. He couldn't even have a chance to defend his title. It was the injury.
Yeah, no. I think this is WWE's ploy of testing the England waters. WrestleMania is coming to Wembley at some point. It was WWE being like, all right, let's just do a lower level one, let's do another lower one, see how the crowd is, and then they're gonna explode into Wembley at some point in the next 5 years.
My prediction was 2020, 2025, 2026 will be in Wembley.
I think so. They're starting something.
Yes.
Fightful Select says Bobby Lashley is signed with AEW and will be debuting there soon. Lashley, MVP, and Benjamin Shelton all signed their AEW deals several weeks ago.
Shelton Benjamin?
Yes.
Shelton Benjamin.
The site also notes that Adam Cole was backstage at this week's Dynamite taping in Pittsburgh because he fucking lives there, idiot. It is expected that he will return to AEW soon. You know, just because someone is somewhere doesn't mean like, oh my God, they're going to return and they're going to be on the show and they're going to do all the things. He fucking lives there. Of course he's going to go see his coworkers when they're down the street.
It's so ironic that he lives there now after he broke up with his girlfriend who is from Pittsburgh.
He's
Just
from there too, isn't he?
What, didn't he live
No.
in Panama City? He's the Panama City Playboy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't fucking know.
he's built from
He's
Panama
from
City
Pittsburgh.
originally.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fair.
okay. Fair enough.
See, AJ knows
Yeah.
things. That's why we keep him around.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure Katie told me like he's from there. Last thing, Danny Meltzer believes that Vince McMahon's rule forbidding WWE wrestlers and talent from saying the word belt on TV is still in effect today, even though Vince is gone from the company.
Yeah, it's a good rule to keep.
It's not a fucking belt. A belt holds up my fucking pants. That's a championship.
Yeah, it's a championship. It's a title. It brings more prestige to that.
Title. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Says every person that I know that calls it a belt.
I call it a strap. That's just straight disrespectful. But again, that's what this is me being a mark, but that's what I've heard the boys call it. So that's what I call it because I've heard the boys call it that. So it is what it is. That's the last one.
That's the last one.
Look at us making efficient time. Well, AJ, you brought this up, my friend. You said you hadn't been on the big show yet, and we've been kind of doing these lists. And the official re-debut this year in 2024. We took our winter break a little early.